Welcome to our channel, Personal Tutors. We were dealing with the transport in the last class, and today we are going to deal with an important topic, that is interpretation of topographical maps. You have read about various maps. You have read about political maps, which show the boundaries of the countries, the boundaries of the states. You have read about the physical maps, which show you about the mountains, plains and plateaus. You have read about the large scale map and the small scale map. So earlier you have read about various kinds of maps, and here we are going to represent the topographical map, which is an actual survey done on the land, an actual plotting done on the land, and through that these maps are obtained. That means that if you go to the ground, you actually place a chain and measure the distances of various objects, and then you plot the map. That is called as a topographical map. Now what does this indicate? That means you are trying to cover up as many objects on the ground as many possible. You will be showing finer details on the ground in these topographical maps. You will be showing minute details on the topographical map. So we need to understand how these minute details are shown. Are we using different kinds of colors to show different kinds of objects? What methods are we using? How are we reading these maps? How exactly these maps are read? And then we need to understand for what all area these maps are prepared and why really they are prepared. So when we speak about topographical maps, these were prepared right from the time of the Britishers, but then they have various uses as of now also. The topographical maps that we use are numbered. They have a specific number on them. We identify them with the number. So the Survey of India is the organization which is responsible for making these maps. They make these maps, they keep them safely, they take up further research on cartography, that is the art of map making. So it's an organization which is responsible for making these maps. They are also known as ordnance map, or we also call them as survey maps. So ordnance maps, survey maps are the ones which are made by the Survey of India. Now when you look at these maps, the sheets are something that you get in this manner in the examination. Here is a colored part, and here you get the numbering, okay, which has a number. So from that we identify which map it is and which area it belongs to. Say generally given topo sheet in the exam is 45. It will be 45, generally D7, 45, D10. Many a times these two sheets are given. So this 45 belongs to the region of Rajasthan. The Survey of India has divided the entire country into these numbering. I have just shown you a smaller part of how the numbering is done. But if you look at the maps in your textbook, you'll find that this number continues. 44, 45, 53, 62. I may not be very appropriate with this number, but the entire country is divided into numbers, and whichever region you are picking up, you will come to know through this number. Say 45 belongs to Rajasthan, or 44 also belongs to Rajasthan. So you broadly know hot and dry climate. You will identify the features of dry climate on that particular topo sheet. Okay. Then this sheet, after you have identified it belongs to Rajasthan, this sheet is further numbered 45D. Okay, so once they have Survey of India has identified this is 45, they further make more detailed maps of it with a larger scale. The topographical maps are the large scale maps. So with the larger scale, they make still further maps. So how many further maps they have made? They have made almost 16 more such maps where more minute details are there. And then this 45D is further divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 45D1, 45D2, or 40. That means there are still further, the scale has become still larger and the details are much more there. The number 45 will only give you this much space. If you want much more detail of any particular place within this, then you need to pick up the 45D sheet. Okay, 45D sheet. If you need a detailed map of this region, then you divide it into further divisions and pick up the 45D2, 45D1, whatever is the number. Okay, so that is how the Survey of India works. They give you a detailed map of the region where you can study the details of the region. Now, once you're understanding that these survey maps give you the details of a particular region, they are large scale. The scale that you will get is 1:50,000. Okay, it's written like this, which is called as the representative fraction, or they will be making a scale over there in this manner. The scale is made with 0, 1, 2, 1 and centimeters. Okay, so there are different ways that they make the scales for the survey map. But then before that, before we discuss the minute details, we'll just look at the uses of these survey maps. Why do we really need these survey maps? The survey maps are utilized for the purpose of by the army and the defense. They need to locate a smaller place, minute details, then they use. Town planners, they want to lay down the pipeline, so they have a very detailed map. They know what kind of terrain the region has, whether it is a rocky area, whether it is an hilly area or it is a completely plain area. They come to know through the survey maps. So there are symbols which represent whether it is a mountainous area or a plain area. So town planners can use that to find out how to lay the pipeline. They can identify which way will be the best to connect with the river. If this is a very rocky area, they may not take the pipeline through this, but through this way. Okay, so town planners, urban development, people involved in urban development utilize these maps for planning for their region. Then there may be measures of reforestation. You feel that this patch is not at all having greenery here. They use different colors, like yellow color is utilized for showing the agricultural land. The green color is used for showing the forested area, blue color for the water bodies. So there are different ways, they say, you can identify what kind of region. If suppose there is no green color, they feel that the region requires growing of forest. So they identify that land through the topo sheet, and then they do the on the basis of that, the forest is regrown in that particular area. Then they may be also used by the tourism industry. They know the place, what kind of place it is, and what can be developed over there. If you have seen the topographical maps, they are something in this manner. You might get, what you may get into the examination is something in this manner. You get it into the exams, and you are basically not required to speak about this, which is given here 45D by 10, but rather you may be asked to interpret, to understand this and write what is the meaning of the given statements over here. Like they may ask you, what do these two red lines indicate? So these are generally very large maps. Topographical maps are generally very large maps which are being utilized for understanding the study of the area. It's like green color, this is all forested area. The yellow color shows the agricultural land. So you are seeing different kinds of colors are being represented here. You can also see the red one showing the settlements and the cart tracks, the metal roads. You may also be seeing the black color over here, which shows the streams. The dry riverbed can be seen on this. So they have actually done the survey of the land, and then they are presenting it. These are just parts of 45D7. Gujarat and Rajasthan is the main area which is covered into these maps. If you look at the topographical maps, mainly you get these kinds of topographical maps into your exams. A lot of brown lines indicating that this region is a hilly region. This is an hilly region. A lot of brown lines show that the region is a hilly region. So if you look at this, you get many of these sheets. You can see this entire region is mountainous with Mount Abu here. Lots of brown lines, closely packed brown lines. If you look at it very carefully, the brown lines are like this, very closely packed, and they are showing the mountainous region. Okay, so we will be studying, basically when we are reading about these topographical maps, we'll be studying about the interpretation of the topographical map. But then before we study about the interpretation of the topographical map, just try to understand the three types of scales that are being used in the topo sheet. So we have already said the representative fraction. We are first going to understand the scales of the map. So first one is representative fraction. Second one is linear scale. And the third word is verbal scale. So look at this. If you look at in detail with this 1:50,000 is the representative fraction. This has no units. It is not giving you centimeter, meter, nothing. That means this scale can be used universally. Even a person coming from outside any other country knows that 1 inch is equal to 50,000 inches on this particular map. If you are within the country, you will say 1 centimeter is equal to 50,000 centimeter. But then we have a linear scale also drawn on the map. So the next one is a linear scale which is drawn in this manner. If you look at this, this is drawn in this manner. On over here is your 0, and then after 2 centimeters, it is saying 2 centimeter. Here it is written at the end of it, it is written kilometers. The 0 is kept in the center, and this side it is written on meters, 1000 meters. 2 centimeter is equal to 1000 meters, or 2 centimeter is equal to 1 kilometer. Okay? So that is the linear scale. And then you have just top of it here is above the scale is written 500 meters to 1 centimeter, or 2 centimeter to 1 kilometer. So we know that this is the verbal scale. You can speak out verbally. This is in a form of a line, but then this is representing a fraction. We have converted kilometers upon kilometers into centimeters. So 1 centimeter is equal to 1000 meters is equal to 1 kilometer, and 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. So this way we convert this into this is how we convert it into. So we are saying is equal to 2 centimeter. So when we divide it, bring it in the ratios of 1 is to 50,000, it becomes. Okay? Yeah. 1 is to 50,000. That is how we take out the representative fraction. That is how the representative fraction is deduced. We convert this kilometer into centimeters, and then we write it how much 1 centimeter is equal to how much kilometers. So that is what is called as the representative fraction, which is used internationally. It is used by the internationally. You need to know what is the scale of the map. If they ask you the question, you need to define the definition of the scale of the map, the area, measurement of the area on the ground to the measurement of the area on the paper. How much of area on the ground is represented on the paper. You need to know the definition. You need to know the definition, what is the representative fraction. You need to know the scale which is used internationally. Okay, so this is what is your first part. What is the scale of the map and how it is being utilized. Okay, we'll just begin with the introduction part. That is, the topographical maps are generally interpreted with the help of grids. We interpret them with the help of grids. So how do we go about doing it with the help of grids? You need to understand that. Look at the topographical map. If you look at a topographical map, it's given to you in this manner. Okay, there are red lines in this manner. There are red lines in this manner on your topo sheet. Okay, and then these red lines also run in this manner. Okay, you will have the number here, double digit, 02, 03, 04, 05, 06, 07, 08 and 09. This is the numbering for these. For these lines, this is 03 line, 04 line, 05. So it is increasing towards the east, called as eastings. Okay, representing the line, vertical line, called as easting, because the number is increasing towards the east. Your numbering is increasing towards the east. Okay, but we are going in this vertical line. Okay, now look at the number increasing towards the okay, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. This number is increasing towards the north, called as northings. Now you'll have to be very careful. Northing and easting. The number is increasing towards the north. The number is increasing towards the east. Easting and northing. And then on the basis of this, we come to know that object A is at grid 0402. 04 and just above it and just to the east of it. Okay, 0402. So you'll have to draw the grid and practice this, how to number it, how the numbering is done. Suppose this is the same topo sheet that I'm seeing here. Okay, now we observe an object here, a tank. A tank is shown by this symbol. So this object is at 0807. There are two ways of this. It's called as grid reference, which helps us in reading about the topo sheet. Okay, so this is what we wrote was 4 figure. Similarly, we have 6 figure. So we'll begin the next class with how to read the grid reference and then how to identify the place in a topographical map. सब बंद कर दीजिए।